Big day, announcing our Series A to unicorn in less than 6 months. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling excellent.
What about you, Rajiv?
It's quite unprecedented, right? It's getting to unicorn in 6 months is certainly better than I've been involved in the past. And I think as far as I know, maybe there's no chip company that from start gets to unicorn in less than 6 months.
So tell me more about what is Upscale?
Well, Upscale is focused on AI networking infrastructure. So we are building scale up, scale out, and beyond chip systems and solutions to really power the open fabric into which a variety of AI line cards can plug in.
So let's move back, Barun, start with you. What drove you to be an entrepreneur?
I would say passion for certain things. As you know, a journey of a startup, it's a lot of ups and downs, but you have to love the journey. Beyond that, there is always the rainbow. And so once you reach the rainbow, it's a real feeling. Of course, you have to be passionate about your beliefs, your products, which drives entrepreneurship.
Rajiv, fourth company, third together with us.
Yeah.
So what drives you as a serial entrepreneur?
Some of the same things Barun said. Anytime you start something, you have this, idea. Some people call it perspective or vision or something like that. And you say, wow, we could do something in this area. It's a big market. There's potential for disruption, lots of innovation. And then you start the journey. Going through it is never easy. It goes through ups and downs, right? But when you reach that milestone or a set of milestones, it's very satisfying. Whether it's a product, customers, whether it's building that team and taking the team with you on that journey, each aspect is super satisfying.
Got it. So Barun, right, like third company together with us. What's different this time around from Autodyne? What have you learned as a serial entrepreneur?
Certainly the product market fit, okay. The quality of the team. Again, both Rajiv and myself, we have been networking folks for a long time. So we know the people, we know the industry. When we went into this situation, we knew about the product market fit. We had a few customers already lined up.
Amazing.
And then we hired the right team for building the product.
Got it. So Rajiv, right, like what's the market insight you guys had to go after this problem?
AI needs a different kind of network. And the network is really a painkiller product.
It's a bottleneck.
It's a bottleneck.
Yeah.
And the AI chips are super expensive. If they're sitting idle, doesn't do any good. Mm-hmm. The models are very big. They don't fit in one GPU or one AI chip, whether it's training or inference. And then, so the network becomes much more and more important, right? And then the other thing that has become more clear in recent quarters is that the world will need specialized AI chips for different kind of applications. So whether it's training or inference, and even within inference, pre-fill, decode type applications, and then going forward, further specialized AI chips in other areas. And if there was an open AI fabric, right, that would allow all of this to work together in a seamless fashion. So that's the insight we got, and we think that's massive, and it's resonating very well with customers in the market.
So it's a network fabric, essentially, where you can plug and play GPUs, AI accelerators, and solve problems at scale that haven't been solved before. So Barun, right, you mentioned in this case, you were able to figure out product market fit, which is PMF, but not only did you guys have PMF, you have FMF, founder market fit, given that you guys are pros. So any tips on how you validated the idea?
Once you have the straw man of an idea, you go talk to customers, sometimes with the help of VCs like yourself, where we actively engaged with Gamil and folks, where we started talking to customers. And over the course of time, what we realized and responded to were RFQs from these customers, which greatly helped us to hone on to the exact product that we are going to build.
Are there any rules of the road to establish product market fit as you've gone around in companies?
We had conviction that the AI network was going to be different than the network that connected servers and storage to each other. And it required a different set of characteristics in terms of latency, bandwidth, in network computation, and so forth. But now going from there to product market fit, it takes iterations. And in this space, you can't build a product or define the product in isolation. As Barun said, we were fortunate to engage in RFQs and then iterated through that process. So we had an initial strawman product that got iterated through customer engagement to get to a point where customers said, wow, this is a great product, and we would like you to execute on this, and we are there on the other side when your product is ready.
So, Naveen, we have been working for a while, and ChatGPT happened, and we were trying to diversify Ordine's portfolio, and we created at that time Oral Links.
Correct.
And then you kind of came in and said it's time for you guys to
Spin out.
To spin out, yeah. What made you invest in Upscale AI?
Mayfield is a people first organization. We believe people build products, people build companies. And secondly, if you have the right people in a massive market, that's what we are in the AI era. And we know network is the bottleneck. I believe a massive company can be created in this category. So it was a combination of people first and a massive market opportunity. And then my belief is it's all about execution. It's not about the idea. And this team that you guys have assembled can do it. Rajiv, you've done many companies, been in many startups. Like, what do you look for in your founding investors, and why does it matter at the starting of a company?
It's very, very important, by the way. And I think that, the few things you look at obviously are, do they understand this space, this market? Do they appreciate, what it takes to build a company and a product in this area? Many people don't even understand the technology or the area. Like semiconductors and systems, there's very few people that understand it in the VC ecosystem, right? So that's number one. After that, chemistry, relationships, those are very important aspects. And so, having, like in this case, let's be honest, right? Having worked with you across multiple companies, there's a sense of that comfort on not just how we work together when things are good, but how we work together when things are not good.
Because
right?
every company goes through downs, not only ups.
Exactly. And so when you build that kind of confidence and trust through many, many events, then it becomes easier to continue that relationship.
You talked about founding teams and the team you put together. What skills were you looking at?
This is a pretty complicated product. We are full stack. Full stack means not only are we doing the ASIC, we are doing the system, we are doing the whole rack, plus the software that orchestrates heterogeneous computing. So all of these would need specialized folks. So for example, like the ASIC team was assembled from folks that have done switches before. Okay, so like the Marvells, the Broadcoms, the Juniper Networks of the world. The systems team came from folks who had done systems before, and the software team came from a lot of the hyperscalers like Google, Meta, AWS.
We had the benefit of incubating this company within Auradine, but we started it, raised our seed round in probably August timeframe last year. It was a big one, $100 million, right? So what were the milestones you wanted to achieve with that?
Product market fit was one of the main ones, and then the team. So we wanted to have the skeleton of ASIC team, a software team in place, and a product market fit where we said that we are going to, have like at least 2 hyperscalers who are interested in a product and 2 partners who might be GPU vendors interested in our product. As soon as we got the RFQs and realized that yes, this is our product fits in all 4 of these customers, that's when we decided it's time to move on.
So Rajiv, announcing $200 million in Series A financing, what are you hoping to achieve with this over the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, we want to get the product to market.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. We are already working on the roadmap associated with the product, and essentially we will scale the organization to be able to support more and more customers as we get to market.
You have worked with hyperscalers for quite some time. A lot of people worry about when infrastructure buying 70 to 80% will be done by 5, 6 customers. How does one work with them? Because the orders are not small.
Yeah.
There's several $100 million in revenue or even $1 billion in revenue. You did it at your first company, Innovium, and before that at Cavium very successfully.
Just like you say, VC investing is a people thing. Working with hyperscalers is a people thing. So, the way it worked is that Cavium was more established company when we were working with, one big large cloud hyperscaler that, we were one of the first, maybe the first company that did SmartNIC deployment in the world at a major hyperscaler. And we built that relationship, right? And then that relationship carried on to Innovium, where they were comfortable in working with us. So when there is that comfort, that relationship goes much better. It also takes time. So, the people in this industry, in the hyperscale industry, look at the milestones you tell them that you're going to hit. And if you hit them, that builds a lot of credibility. I've come to believe that the hyperscalers really want, good quality startups to do well. They're in it to make sure that these guys do well and develop into innovative suppliers for the long term.
Barun, right? Like massive progress in 6 months. What do you worry about the most, or what keeps you up at night as the CEO?
Scaling the team is going to be challenging. I mean, we were fortunate enough to have this kind of ramp up, but as you know, I mean, we have to compete with folks both in the Bay Area and in India with hyperscalers and other folks. So getting to double the size will be a challenge. That's where the quality of the team that we have hired already matters, because that'll encourage other people to join us. Plus, having good VCs, credible VCs like you, gives us the momentum in hiring.
So, Rajiv, having been an entrepreneur many times, succeeded in many companies, there's a lot of talk about founder mode versus exec mode. What mode do you operate in?
I mean, you clearly operate in founder mode, but I think what I find even more important is to get people on the team to operate in founder mode. I think that's much more important than
the founders themselves.
The founders themselves operating in founder mode. And I think we are very fortunate that in our company, if you go talk to a lot of people, they consider themselves to be founders. They feel that sense of ownership in making this company successful. You want to make sure that you feel that passion and the urgency and the desire to make sure that you're doing the right thing, not just doing what's being asked of you, and being able to debate things and not just follow orders. That is a very critical part of successful, innovative companies.
So, having been a serial entrepreneur, what is different this time around in your fourth company, Rajiv, than in the first one you started?
First of all, I got to say that the first company that you do, you go through a lot more anxiety when you go through these ups and downs. Okay, so that's when you do it second, third, fourth time, you're much more relaxed. I don't get easily stressed out or frazzled like I used to. I think the AI era is a 10x or more in terms of the infrastructure spend. So the opportunity is much, much bigger. I think in this company, the speed of execution and the speed of ramp is massive. I mean, we spoke about product market fit. In my previous company, it took us a year to start having meaningful discussions with customers. Here we are like a 6-month-old company. So the speed is very different.
Barun, having been involved with iconic companies like Juniper, founding employee at Palo Alto Networks, and then having done 3 companies over the last 4 to 5 years, what's your advice to other entrepreneurs building systems and infrastructure companies?
Building systems is complicated, so having the right team is the most important thing. And then system companies, it takes a long time. Say an ASIC nowadays is taking a couple of years. System on top of that takes about an year. Software takes long. So there will be lots of ups and downs in the market. So put your head down and execute. I would say that's the most important thing. It's the journey that matters.
Silicon Valley, as you know, goes through ups and downs, right? So there was a period where people said semiconductor and systems are not as interesting. SaaS and software is much more interesting. We are now moving back into not just semiconductors, but systems. In some ways, Silicon Valley might have lost some of the talent to companies in Taiwan and China on the system side. And now I think it's important for it to bring it back, because as we are building these products with very high data rates, SerDes rates and things like that, and the cooling technologies are becoming very critical, system level solutions have become much, much more important now than they were, let's say, 5-10 years ago. So, Naveen, Mayfield talks, and you talk about collaborative intelligence as a service. How do you see Upscale fitting into your vision of CAS?
We believe the semiconductor systems and hardware, we're in the golden era. And that's the layer of the stack Upscale plays in. It provides picks and shovels for the whole stack to be able to get humans and AI to be able to collaborate together. So that's where it's a foundational technology, is the ingredient along with the GPUs and AI accelerators, which is going to make this stuff happen. What would you say is the ambition this time around, right? Having been involved with iconic companies, and you mentioned this is 10x bigger.
If you look at over the period of time, every time there's a new technology happens, whether it's like telco era or whether it's cloud era, a new company has been formed. Like in the telco era, it was the Cisco's, the Junipers of the world. In the cloud era is the Arista. We feel that this is the era for a new company to be formed and to be $100+ billion in valuation. And that's the goal.
So from your mouth to God's ears, we are here to support you. And I want to thank you both for giving us the opportunity not to work with you once, not only twice, but 3 times. It's been a delight and a privilege.
Thank you too.
Yeah, likewise. It's been fun, Naveen, and let's take it all the way here.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited.